Welcome everyone to this webinar in ePOD and notifications. I'm Ash. I'll be running you through the application side. After that, I'll be passing over to Rachel for a bit of information of what is going forward. Just a little bit of housekeeping. All cameras and microphones are disabled for everyone, but questions can be submitted and we'll cover them at the end of the session. And obviously you will get a copy of the recording once this is finished. So without further ado, I am going to start sharing. So first of all, what is ePOD? So our ePOD app is an easy to use app that can be installed on phones, tablets, with use of iOS and Android. And it works in conjunction with the delivery planning module within ERP One. What does ePOD do? It allows you to upload manifest for your driver, or your driver can do it themselves. The driver can optionally rearrange the order of drops prior to accepting it. And all transactional information is available: parts, quantities, contact names, phone numbers, and if there's any cash to be collected. The driver can then record notes relating to the delivery, take a date and time stamp signature, a name if required, also take pictures. The delivery could not be completed, it asks your driver to record a reason why. How does it integrate with ERP One? So we have a dashboard, and when the drop is marked as finished, the details are automatically written back into ERP One. So you can view the signature from the sales order, you can view the picture. While the delivery is live, you can also go into the sales order and see a map, which is generated from the GPS of the phone. And in this workplace, you can currently see all of your vehicles that are out. You can see any live deliveries, what deliveries are waiting to be done next, and anything that has been completed. So what are the benefits? So obviously we've got more accurate data. Signatures are automatically date and time stamped. They automatically update back into ERP One, so no rummaging through paperwork trying to find proof of deliveries. And the most important one for me is the pictures. I can't remember the last time I signed for a parcel personally. The pictures come straight through and you can send them across to your customer at their request. So what's next? Introducing clipboard notifications. So this is another layer we have added on top of our ePOD app, which allows your customers to get text messages or emails telling them you have their order or when they're going to get their delivery and when the order is being delivered. So the challenge for our team was the hidden cost of delivery silence. The amount of time your team spend answering phone calls saying, when's the driver going to be with me? Where's my order? I can't find my order. Has it been delivered yet? So the team has gone away. They've started looking into this and they have come back with clipboard notifications. Benefits straight away, build customer loyalty. If your customer knows they are going to be aware of every step of their delivery, they're more likely to come back to you. It's going to reduce support costs for you. So rather than picking up the phone to where's my order, when's it going to be here, they can be picking the phone up, taking new orders. Meet customers where they are, email messages, SMSs, they know where they're going to be and they can come out and meet you. And we can tailor all of these messages to your business. So integrated real-time advantages. So we can do tracking and updates. We'll integrate with our ePOD application to capture really when it's going to be with them. Operational efficiency. So again, the real-time tracking will come across. We can simplify the tasks and we can plan efficiently to get our deliveries done. All of the emails are completely customizable. So as we can see here, we've just got a little layout. We've got some options down the side of things that will be able to be added into the emails. And same with the text messages. So we can name the template, we can build the template and say what we need. Down the bottom, it's letting us know our character count as well as SMS count to make sure that we are sticking to one message and your customer is not getting 3 texts every time. In terms of building your notifications, it's very much a if this, then that situation. So we can see here when the status group is changed and it's equal to delivered, we're going to send the email notification with the template order delivered. Just here we are, just a little snapshot of what they look like coming through. So now I am going to deliver an order for you, and we're going to show you these messages coming through. So I'm going to start now by processing an order. I already have one here saved and suspended, so we're just going to open this one up. So when you start using ePOD, you'll notice there's a few changes to your sales order processor screen. The first one being this date box. So now rather than just seeing a date grid, we've got a list of 3 weeks. And going across, we've got our maximum drops for the day and how many are currently allocated. We've also got our allocated weight and the maximum weight we can take, as well as just showing it in a bit of a percentage downside, just to help us break it down a bit further. Down the bottom here, we can choose vehicle types. So if you know we need a certain vehicle, we can. We can also allocate delivery slot flags, just to help you with the routing. And we can also put on a delivery message that will feed through to the ePOD app. On the front page, you're very familiar with the address, which will feed all of your ePOD. We have the phone number, so you can call through the app. And quite a new one, down the bottom here, we have integration with what 3 words. This will take you to a website. You can get the 3 words and really pinpoint where you're delivering. So now we're ready to go. We're going to process the order. You can see all of the information, including delivery message on what 3 words, is carried across to this front page here. And we process the order. When we process the order, the customer will now receive a text message and very shortly an email as well. On the screen just behind, we are now in the delivery planning screen. So you can see along the top, we have all of our vehicles. And just down the side here, we've got our time frames. Down the bottom of the screen, we've got all of our outstanding deliveries for the day. And just going across, we've got the customer's name. We've got the delivery slot. And again, we can go through, if we've got individual products, we've got the product description, or we've got this little plus icon to open up the deliveries if it's a multiple line. We've got some notifications on restrictions for this customer. We can see the status of the order, as well as the total weight on the order and the total size it's going to take up in your vehicle. We've got the postcodes just to help you a little bit with the routing, as well as lines and any delivery messages. So I'm going to select all of my deliveries, and I simply drag them and drop into the allocated delivery time. We can extend this to make sure we're not double booking ourselves, so we can make sure we've covered all the time we think we'll need. And you notice it's only shown as 3 drops here. And that's because where we have the same customer with the same delivery address, it's grouped them into one delivery, meaning one signature for all 3 orders. So I'm just going to rearrange this delivery because this one said they wanted it just after 12. So I'm going to put this delivery to the top, and this is done by simply dragging and dropping. And we can see now, obviously, we've got all the postcodes in order. So I'm going to start by actioning this, and I'm going to pick confirm the orders. So this pick confirm screen is very similar to as you're used to using. You can select the order, and you can go through line by line if you so choose. You can 0 pick and put things to follow. In this instance, we'll put it back to 1 and confirm the whole order. You can also simply select the order and just tick confirm. That will process everything on that order. So now we're ready. We're going to process these pick notes, and we're going to go back to the action button. We're going to release the documents ready to be generated into a manifest. And now the customer will get a message just saying that their delivery is being routed. We can assign the driver. So I'll set up here with Chris. I'm going to be doing the deliveries today. So I'm going to put myself in there. And then finally, when we're happy with this, we can now export the driver's manifest. So we see here it popped up with a manifest number, which can be used for reporting at a separate time. So I'm now going to go over to my ePOD app on my phone. So we've set our vehicle up with the registration and we're set up with the branch number. And I'm going to select Git manifest. So this is now generating the manifest for our drivers. So here we go. We now have our manifest ready to go. The customer has received a message saying that their delivery is en route, and this will be whenever there is the delivery is next. This customer will receive that. The driver can rearrange at this point some of his deliveries. Once they're happy, they can click confirm and accept this manifest. So we're good to go now. We can start running our deliveries. So I've selected my order. We can see down the bottom here, we have the What Three Words link again. And if we tap on that, it will take us to the website and we can use that to navigate if we choose. At the top of the screen, we can click the three dots and we can see the details of the order. So we can tap the phone number, and because we're on a phone, we can call out from it. We can go to the lines and we can view all of the individual lines on that order as well. So now, if we click on it again, we can report the incident. So we can, if the customer has an accident, reverse into a vehicle, they can report an incident, they can type in, or they can use the speech on their phone. Say crashed into a fence while reversing, and then they can save that, make any edits if they need to, and they can also attach a picture to send back, and that also feeds back into the workplace. So once they're happy with that, that is all added. And on top of this as well, we can do an ad hoc collection, which works exactly the same and feeds back. So if the customer's sending something back to them. So we are now going to start the delivery. So when we tap on the start button, we have set our app to take us straight to Google Maps. This can be turned off. You can use Google Maps, Apple Maps, and Waze. So once we're routing, we are now at the drop. So we can start by clicking on complete drop. And we've got an option here to complete the order or mark it as undelivered. Again, we can put any notes we need to about the delivery. So if we've left it at the gate or back of the door, we can type that in, or we can use the speech function again. We can add a photo as well. So I've just put one from the library here rather than a picture on my screen. We've added that photo, and then we can get a signature for the delivery. So it's pulled across the customer's name from ERP One, but we can choose to change that. So someone else is on site, we're going to edit the delivery, and I'm going to sign for it. So we change the name to Ash, and we put in a signature. At this point, the customer gets a satisfaction, thumbs up or thumbs down, completely up to them. This will feed back into notifications. And finally, there will be a message. So what's next? So I'd like to hand over to Rachel now to cover what's happening next.
Thank you, Ash, and hi everyone. So before we sort of jump into what's next, I just wanted to give a quick introduction really. So yeah, I'm Rachel Marchant. I look after a suite of mobile applications across Klipboard that are sometimes referred to as our eApps. The apps we have are tailored to support our customers' end-to-end warehouse operations, as well as sales processes, and also the proof of delivery with our ePOD application. So Ash has already walked you through ePOD and how it enables clipboard notification. So today, really, my aim is to share some of the upcoming changes that we have for ePOD, and also to share some of the new kind of product capabilities that we're exploring and are on our development roadmap. So next slide, please, Ash. So one of our key focus areas across the whole of the mobile portfolio that I look after is a user interface upgrade that we're doing. So for our users, we really know that every second counts in day-to-day operations. So the goal here is really to make the apps faster to use, easier to understand, and more intuitive in busy real-world environments. So ePOD is the first application that is currently undergoing this refresh, and then it will be followed by our other warehouse applications, so ePick, eReceipts, eStockCheck, and eWarehouse. And this work will cover both Android and iOS, ensuring a consistent modern experience regardless of the device that your users are using. Next slide, please, Ash. So just building on that last slide, really, I mentioned that proof of delivery, so ePOD app is the first app to undergo the UI upgrade. And so I've got some screen designs here, really, that I wanted to show you today, just at a bit of a sneak peek as to what the app's going to look like once it's undergone that UI refresh. So as you can see, like the color palette has been updated, and this now aligns to our new clipboard branding and also uses our new clipboard design system that we're using across all of our clipboard products moving forwards. And that's really going to create, a consistent experience, in any of the clipboard apps that or products that you'll use across our wider product ecosystem. So the upgrade will include, all of the key features that you have today in ePOD, but with cleaner, kind of crisper workflows. As I mentioned, this is currently in development, and it's going to be released as part of an ePOD feature release later this year. Another area we're actively exploring that I wanted to share with you today is payment on delivery. So this is sort of currently in our discovery phase. It's not in development yet. And what you're seeing is early screen concepts that I wanted to share and to really support discussion and feedback on this area. So what we're really looking at is how we can better support different payment methods at the point of delivery. So for example, identifying when a payment is required and providing more flexible ways of taking that payment. And there's a few different things that we've been looking at here. So obviously identifying if a payment needs to be obviously made, extending the existing kind of cash payment workflows that we have in ePOD today, and also looking at things like pay by link, so where you may already be sending out pay by links and links for customers to pay with. If the payment hasn't been made, that could perhaps be surfaced in the app, so the driver could then assist in that payment workflow, as it were, in the app. And also looking at sort of more future payment methods like pay by card, having that tap to pay. And so really looking at some of those flexibilities. So I wanted to mention this today. Obviously, we're looking as part of our discovery phase to get customer feedback. So if this is something that you would like to explore and feel that would add benefit to yourselves, please get in touch if you'd like to be part of this product discovery process. And the final area I kind of wanted to touch on today is one that we know is increasingly important for many of our customers, and it's vehicle inspection or kind of like walkthrough capabilities. So again, this is in product discovery, and we're actively seeking customer feedback. But the idea here is seeing how we can essentially embed the idea of being able to capture vehicle condition, do that inspection, and allowing the driver to do that while in the ePOD application itself. So rather than having to rely on paper forms or maybe to go out of the app into a different product and go back in using manual processes, seeing how we can embed that into the ePOD application itself and digitizing the whole experience. So that was all I was going to cover on sort of like next steps really for ePOD, and just a look into, I guess, some of well, a couple of the things that we're currently looking at. And I just wanted to sort of end by just thanking you all for your time. It's really appreciated, and just opening the floor up to questions. So I'll just check to see if we've got any in the chat. So we've just got one coming now, actually. Ash, this is probably for you. So could you confirm if the notifications are sent in real time, please?
Yeah, they are generally. So there will be as part of your generators within ERP One. There's not. I think the quickest you can send it is every minute. So it's up to you really how quick you want them set out. And then there's just usual sort of delays with messages coming through. Generally, I've seen them come across within about 1 minute, 20 seconds. So yeah, very much real time.
Perfect. And we've got another follow-up one here as well. So this is, can notifications be sent via both SMS and email?
Yes, yeah. If you sort of, when you look back on the video, they come through on SMS, and just afterwards on the video, there's an email come across, so you can do either or both. Completely up to you.
And thanks you, Ash. We've got another question come in. So does ePOD log and show the geolocation of the delivery?
Yes. So you've got location of where it was signed for. You can also track in semi-real time where your driver is on that route. It is dependent on your phone's GPS. So if sometimes that is a little bit iffy and it sways a little bit, it might not be 100% on, but with the signatures, it does capture the coordinates where it was signed for.
Perfect, thank you, Ash. So if anybody's got any follow-up questions, obviously feel free to send them in afterwards, and you can follow up with your account manager or use the QR code here in order to book a call and find out more. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks.